I'm Kanchan from Akulmek Technologies and you are welcome to Top Brass. Today we have a very special guest from Johannesburg, South Africa. He is an educator and he has taught many professionals in IT and marketing arena. A part of this, he also has deep interest in corporate coaching. And to tell you more about him, that he is also a great performer on stage, radio and television. And he has done a lot of interviews of international artists for different media. So without wasting any further minute, I would like to welcome Sitesh Srivastava from Johannesburg. Welcome to the show, Sitesh. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Kanchan, for this wonderful introduction. I'm doing very, very well in this super winter in the Southern Hemisphere. How is it with you?
Yeah, it is now June, July. So we are waiting for monsoons. Couple of showers is already there. But
I wish it is chilling here.
So as we discussed that you are an educator, you have taught so many children in your career. Now we see there's a pandemic and how people are reacting to this disease in South Africa, in your neighborhood, what they are precautions they are taking, and what they say about this pandemic.
So, when the beginning of the pandemic, when it was confirmed that this is going to be a pandemic the world has never seen, Africa, the whole Africa as a continent became very, very scared because, Africa as a continent comes in probably the last priority of all the other continents, North America and Asias and Europes of this world. And given the poor nations, given the poverty, but then something really strange, interesting happened in South Africa, that the government was very, very quick to enforce the lockdown, and it was a very hard lockdown that this country has not seen since its birth. And because of that, the early challenges and the people, if they would have given a relaxed lockdown, it would have been a challenge. But what I see is that it was a very, very hard lockdown, the first thing that the government did. Now, it is very tough to make the corporates and the business people and the local people understand that this kind of a lockdown and why. Because we live in a free environment and we think that we are birds. But that's not the case. And for the first 30 days of the lockdown, it was really tough. And people were just not knowing what to do because they have never been in last probably 20 years or 15 years, people have not stayed at home. And therefore, after the first 30 days, they started discovering that home is a wonderful place. We have probably not seen the different corners of our own home. And that's where people started trying to adapt to what can be done and productively with a fun, with enough entertainment. And we really don't need to go out of the house. And house is where the heart is the truly found thing and this pandemic. And that's what saved South Africa and other countries, though the cases are rising. But it is nowhere comparable to what America has seen or Germany or Italy has seen. Yes, poverty is there, testing kits are not available, but of course there are poor people all over the world, so the townships are really affected. And because of the job loss, a lot of crime is there in the market, everywhere, and we have to be really careful about that. There is a certain angle of crime always in Africa, but that is true everywhere, even in India as well.
Now, yes.
So people have started living in.
Okay. Now, there's a major change in education sector also. I've come to, you must have witnessed that from physical education, all classes and education and learning is shifted to online classes. So what is your take on this change? Because earlier children used to go to school, they were interacting with the children, they have a huge playground to play. Now they are at home, stick to the computer screen and attending the classes. So what do you think is this change will benefit, and how you take this change?
See, yeah, my take is probably you will find little old school, but I feel that children are not supposed to be learning inside but outside the home, in the free environment where they can touch, see, smell, jump, climb, slide, all of these things. And that is the best education for a child who is trying to explore this surrounding through his senses. Now, but given this situation, right now we are in today, it has been really hard to contain children inside the home. See, adults have so many indulgences: phone, internet, television, talking to people. But children, they are still the raw people, raw energies, raw ideas. They want to go out and explore. Now, the whole problem with this new way of living is that the technology has to cope with it in a very unplanned way. No technology, these online technologies were always there for last at least 7 to 8 years, 10 years we have known. But probably the makers and the developers of those technologies never thought that they will have to rush things towards this pandemic and make it look something, nothing has changed. But yes, I think the online technologies are a good thing. I mean, all the digital transformation budgets that the CIOs of the companies were waiting to do it in 2 years, 3 years has been done in 90 days. And it has brought something that we have to live with this, and children also have to live with this. Students have to live with this. And in Africa, in South Africa, there is a great tradition of having an online education. In South Africa, there is a university in Johannesburg called University of South Africa, which is UNISA. Now, UNISA has got almost 400,000 students enrolled onto its online platform.
Okay.
They do it through online tablet, being a mobile, or going to some distant closest learning centers. So in Africa, traveling is expensive, and public transport is very, very less and not so feasible in terms of the life and lifestyle. So people have to drive cars. Now, if they don't have those driving a car and all those things, the best thing is to do an online study. But my feeling is always that online study gives a teacher closest to the student one-on-one. But then the classroom environment cannot be created or recreated. But it definitely opens up a new door on a laptop, on a mobile phone, on a tablet, on a television, whatnot. So I'm all for it.
Okay, so because now we don't have any other outlet also, because children cannot go to school at the moment due to this pandemic. So we have to stick to this online training. So we will be discussing further on this online platform and the offerings, educational new inquiries and new innovation which CEOs are doing in this sector. But then I also want to know about your opinion that how further this online training will develop the personality of child.
See, as I told you, I think it has to be a blended one. It cannot be completely online anywhere, whether it is distant education. It has to be a blended with a classroom approach. Yes, from 10 years back, online was something that people were not very keen into, because they were always thinking, no, classrooms are better. But now when the online is completely into our lives, we are thinking, and students are thinking, children are thinking, no, 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 no. The school life is better, the college life is better. The grass is always the greener on that side. What I think is that they need to coexist. The online and the physical world has to coexist. And how do we make this coexistence happen is something that I can give you with a small example. Let's say you are a tutor and you are teaching somebody online some subject. Now the person is at home, student is at home, you are at your home, and you are tutoring online. And in the given current situation, of course, there cannot be a classroom. But you can always say after 15 minutes or after 1 hour, you can always say, okay, can you now go to your outside of your home, or if you have a garden, go out there and do this activity and show it to me. And technology has made that possible. The person can put the camera at a right angle and he can show you that this is possible.
Yeah,
probably since he is doing some activity in the garden that is not so clear in terms of the video and the audio, but that we will ask for, almost like a semi-virtual mode. We need some kind of a better hardware and investments in online education as well.
So it was nice talking to you, Sitesh. We will extending this topic later next week and discuss more avenues in education. So till next time we meet, you take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All the best.